Leo has a job, money coming in every month, and debt that never seems to go away. Not because he's irresponsible, not because he's broke, because one small decision felt completely harmless, and then another, and another, until owing money stopped feeling like a problem. It just felt like life. That's the trap nobody talks about. Debt doesn't hit you hard and fast. It creeps, and by the time you feel it, it's already a habit. Before we get into it, welcome to Wealth Wired. This is where we break down real money habits, real financial mistakes, and real ways to build wealth. If that sounds like what you need, subscribe. New videos drop every week. Now back to Leo. Leo is 24, first credit card in his wallet. The limit isn't huge, but it feels like backup money, just in case. Month 1, he uses it for groceries. Pays it off. No problem. Month 2, uses it for a night out. Tells himself he'll cover it when payday hits. Payday hits. He pays the minimum. Month 3, the balance is still sitting there. So he uses the card again, because it's already open, already there, already feels normal. This is how depth becomes a habit. Not through one big decision, through 100 small ones that each feel completely reasonable at the time. And the dangerous thing about reasonable decisions is that they never feel like mistakes when you make them. They only feel like mistakes later, when the balance is bigger than you remembered, when the interest has been quietly running in the background for months, when you realize you've been paying for something you finished using a long time ago. That's the slow burn of debt. It doesn't announce itself, it just grows. Here's where it gets dangerous. Leo owes $1,200 on his credit card. The minimum payment is $35 a month. $35 feels manageable, easy, almost painless. So Leo pays $35 and feels like he handled it. But here's what $35 actually does. At a standard credit card interest rate, that $1,200 balance takes over 4 years to pay off on minimum payments alone. And by the time it's gone, Leo has paid nearly $500 in interest, on top of the $1,200 he already spent. He paid $1,700 for something that cost $1,200, and while he was slowly paying that off, he kept using the card, so the balance never actually went down. It just stayed there, month after month, quietly collecting interest. That's not a payment plan. That's a wealth drain. And here's the part that stings even more. That $500 in interest didn't buy Leo anything. No experience, no memory, no value. It bought the bank a profit, straight from Leo's paycheck, every single month, without Leo even noticing it leave. Leo doesn't feel like he's in trouble, and that's the most dangerous part. His phone works. His apartment is fine. He eats well. Life looks okay, but every month, before Leo can save a single dollar, a portion of his paycheck goes straight to debt payments. Not to his future, not to investments, not to building anything. Just back to the bank, covering the cost of things he bought months ago. Things he can barely remember now. This is what depth actually steals, not just money. It steals the money that was supposed to build your future. Every dollar going to interest is a dollar that will never compound, never grow, never work for you. It's gone. And the worst part is, most people around Leo are doing the exact same thing. Car payments, credit cards, buy now, pay later. Debt is so common that it stopped feeling like a warning sign. It just feels like how adult life works. But common doesn't mean smart, and normal doesn't mean it isn't costing you everything. The habit loop. Here's how the cycle keeps going. Leo gets paid. Debt payment comes out. He's short for the month, so he uses the card to cover the gap, which increases the balance, which increases next month's payment, which makes him shorter next month, which makes him use the card again. Round and round. This isn't a spending problem anymore. This is a system, a broken system that feeds itself, and the longer Leo stays in it, the harder it gets to exit, because the balance grows, the interest grows, and the gap between what he earns and what he keeps gets wider every single month. Leo isn't building a life with his income. He's maintaining a depth. There's a massive difference between those two things. One moves you forward. One keeps you exactly where you are, while making the bank richer every single month. The moment Leo saw it clearly, one evening Leo sits down and writes it all out. Credit card 1. Credit card 2. A small personal loan. He adds up the total. Then he adds up what he's been paying every month just to service that depth. Not pay it off, just service it. Keep it from growing. The number stops him cold. He's been paying that amount every single month for 2 years. If that same money had gone into an investment account instead, he would have had a real foundation by now. Instead, he has the same depth he started with, just slightly rearranged. That moment changes something in Leo. Not because he panicked, because he finally saw it clearly. Depth wasn't just a balance. It was a monthly tax on a decision he made years ago, a tax with no end date, unless he created one. And then Leo asked himself a question he had never asked before. How much of my income is actually mine? He did the math. After depth payments, real number. After rent and bills, real number. What was left was less than half of what he earned. He was working full-time and keeping less than half. The rest was already spoken for by decisions he made in the past. That was the moment Leo decided the cycle ends here. Before Leo made his plan, he sat with one more number. He calculated how much he had paid in interest over the past 3 years. Not the balances, just the interest, the money that bought him absolutely nothing. The number was uncomfortable, thousands of dollars, gone. Not spent on experiences, not on things he still owned, just gone. To a bank, in exchange for the temporary convenience of spending money he didn't have yet. Then Leo looked at what that same amount, invested over 3 years, would have become. The difference between those two numbers was the real cost of his debt habit, not the balance, the opportunity cost, the wealth he could have been building, while he was busy paying interest instead. That number, more than anything else, was what made Leo serious. Leo stops adding to the depth. That's step 1. The card goes in the drawer. Not canceled, just stopped. Step 2. He lists every balance from smallest to largest, and he attacks the smallest one first. Every extra dollar he can find goes straight to that balance, not split across everything, just one target. When that one is gone, that payment gets added to the next one and the next. Each one cleared faster than the last, because the money he was spending on the first depth now attacks the second. This is called the depth snowball, and it works, not just financially, but mentally, because every balance Leo clears is proof that the cycle can be broken, that the habit can be replaced. Leo also stopped pretending the card was backup money. Backup money is money you already have, saved, sitting, ready. A credit card isn't backup money. It's future money you're borrowing at a cost. And every time you use it as a safety net, you're pulling the net tighter around your own finances. Leo built a small emergency fund first. Just 1 month of basic expenses, enough so that when something unexpected hit, he had real backup money, not borrowed money, his own. What freedom from depth actually looks like. 18 months later, Leo's credit cards are at zero. The personal loan is gone. And for the first time since he was 22, his full paycheck belongs to him. No payment going to the bank before he can breathe. No interest quietly draining his account in the background. Just income that he gets to decide what to do with. He sets up the automatic investment transfer he always said he'd start someday. Someday finally arrived. Not because his salary changed, because his debt was gone, and the money that used to fund the bank's profit now funds his future. The number in his investment account is small at first, but it's growing, and for the first time, it's growing for Leo, not for the bank. Depth becomes a habit the same way any habit forms. One small decision, then another, until it feels normal, until it feels like just part of life. But normal isn't the same as right. And the fact that everyone around you carries depth doesn't mean you have to. The cycle breaks the same way it started, one decision at a time. Stop adding to it. Face the number clearly, attack it with a plan, and protect every dollar you free up like it's the most important money you've ever had. Because it is. That money, freed from debt, is the money that finally gets to build something. Every dollar you stop sending to interest is a dollar that can now compound, grow, work for you while you sleep. And once you feel what it's like to have your full paycheck working for you instead of against you, you will never go back. Depth is not just a financial problem. It is a ceiling, and the day you remove it is the day your financial life finally has room to grow.